Hey guys, and welcome back to Pick or Flick. Now we're joined in the studio with Mickey Pye and Ben Steer, who are here to talk about Mickey's latest single, which is called Got That Feeling.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Now, can you tell us a little bit about your background in the industry? How did you get into country music?
Country music has always been a part of our family. We've grown up riding horses and sort of on the land with sheep and trucks and rodeo. So I guess that's what we listen to out there, and we're conditioned to kind of to love it.
Ben, how about you? What's your background? Now you said you don't play an instrument and you don't sing, so what about music that you love?
I love music. I was attracted to the record industry a very, very long time ago, very long time ago. And so I ended up at CBS Records, as it was called then, Sony Music. I was there for 15 years, then went on to Warner's for another 4 years, and then EMI, and I then got into management. I've just been managing people for a long time. And had an absolute ball being
You love it?
Oh,
love what you do?
Yeah, absolutely.
Important.
Yeah.
So, you say you've never picked up an instrument or tried anything, but I did hear that you played the harmonica.
Yes, yeah, it happened as quickly as it started. You know, it fell over as quickly as it started. I think I played it another time. That's for another occasion. There was only ever the harmonica. I've just always liked watching people perform and listening to records.
Now, Mickey, have you ever considered a platform like Australian Idol to get ahead, or?
Yeah, I had a crack at Idol a few years ago.
You did?
I guess, I think Idol is something that's maybe not for me because I come from a guitar background, so that's kind of my tool of the trade, and they're looking for
a vocalist
who's, is vocals as their trade, so I got through a few rounds, so it encouraged me because I knew that I did maybe have something, but I don't think it's for me.
Mm.
Now, you say that you're a guitarist by trade first of all, but do you play any other instruments at all?
Yeah, so I actually learned piano for 7 years before I picked up the guitar, and apart from guitar, these days a bit of banjo, mandolin, bass guitar, and harmonica a little bit. Ben gave me lessons.
So Ben, you've become quite the mentor to Mickey. What's special about him?
Well, I constantly see an emerging new face of country music.
Mm-hmm.
I've always liked Australian country music. We're moving on from the dog bit me, whatever, and my girlfriend left home. We're moving away from that kind of thing, the youth kind of mentality. And I think Mickey's very much part of that new regime, that new face of Australian country music. We've got some terrific young country stars coming through. People that are kind of crossing that roots country barrier as well. Lisa Mitchell's a good example. Mm-hmm. And I can just see a constant change in Australian country music.
So a little bit like Keith Urban's style at the moment is what's coming through. And you said recently you played a gig last night, was it? And there was a big country feeling throughout the city itself.
Yeah, I didn't actually play. Ben and myself, we went and saw a gig, didn't we? It was actually quite interesting to see the amount of country people that are in the city, because obviously the majority of our market are out in the country. But it really opened my eyes actually to see that there are people here, you just got to find them.
Ben, what is the process like of building a music career? Like, how do you do that? How do you manage?
There is no textbook. It's all individually based on whoever the artist could be or the genre of music. But I think it's a step-by-step thing. We get a good single out, we get some airplay, we get a good video, which you're about to see. Then some exposure, and then you've got to back it up with some touring. There is a formula, but there is no formula, if that makes any sense. It's all dependent on the artist. But we're getting there. We've got a great single, and Mickey's about to go out and do some shows. The video will get some airplay. Radio will pick it up. It all starts to gel together. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, each step has to kind of dovetail into the next part. So,
Well, the single, it's Got the Feeling, and you said that's coming up. Where's that going to be aired? Where are you looking to show the single?
I guess the Country Music Channel, CMC, it's on Foxtel. I need to get Foxtel so I can see it, but they've got it at the moment, so I guess we're just waiting to hopefully get it on there.
What inspires your style, your personal style, and also what you sing about, where you see yourself in country music?
I guess, as Ben was sort of touched on, country music's changing. Mm-hmm. I think, especially over the last 10 years, if you look at people like Slim Dusty back in the day, it's kind of changed into people like Lee Kernaghan, and then it's changed again to people like Keith Urban. And you've only got to look at Taylor Swift and Carrie Underwood, who's won American Idol, well, America's biggest singing competition as a country artist. So I think definitely it's becoming more contemporary and appealing more to a younger audience.
And the single that you're selling at the moment, where'd you get the idea for that?
Well, I think I wrote that in January this year, and I teamed up with Clinton Hahn, who's a drummer and producer at the JMC Academy, where I study music there, and we sort of worked together on that. I guess I wrote it myself and took it to him, and he made it what it is when you see the video with the band and everything. But I guess it's a groove-driven song that's country rock.
Now, Ben, you said the country industry is growing. Do you think it's big enough at the moment in Australia, or is it just getting there?
Good question. I think I was on the road with the Dixie Chicks a few years ago, and
really?
you know, and there is an extraordinary example of how big the country music industry can be. Interesting enough, I was telling people I was on the road with the Dixie Chicks, or you'd say, "Do you like country music?" And people go, "No, I hate country music, but I love the Dixie Chicks," you know, or "I hate country music, but I love Brooks and Dunn," or whatever. Brooks and Dunn just did Acer Stadium and sold out, and you know, and that's big. There's some big numbers out there. There certainly is. The industry is changing, as we both agree. The industry is definitely changing, and Taylor Swift's had a lot to do with that, and Carrie Underwood, of course.
Yeah.
New face to country music. It's great. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
Would you say that Australia's leading the change, or America? Because you're talking about Taylor Swift and Kate Underwood.
America, definitely.
Yeah.
I think in a lot of things, Australia is always behind America, and country music definitely. I mean, you've only got to look. Country is basically their biggest industry, as far as I understand, and country is quite small, I think, in Australia. But I think we're always following them, and hopefully we keep following them.
Can you tell us a bit about the filming of this film clip? What it was like on the day, what the process was, what happened exactly?
I guess what we wanted to do for this video was keep it simple.
Yeah.
It's kind of the first look that people are going to get of my music and my band. So we didn't really want to put anything too fancy, just show the band how we are. And as far as on the day, it was just play it, you know, play it like we play it on stage. So.
Awesome.
So was it filmed live, or did you have to do some editing afterwards, where you dropped in the music afterwards?
Yeah, so we played it as if we were live, and used Clinton's recording to drop in afterwards.
Ben, in an ideal world, where would your star be in 5 years' time?
Oh, that's another good question. You've got some good questions. In 5 years' time, gee whiz, I'd like to think probably touring through America or through the UK. And let's not forget the European country music market is very, very big.
Is there a market in
Absolutely,
Europe?
absolutely.
Wow.
And some of the American country acts have gone to London and done enormous stadiums. So there is a big following of country music all around the world. It's not just America. So I'd like to think probably in some terrifically organised tour bus travelling from one side of America to the other, and
With rows of screaming fans.
yeah, and doing massive in-stores and things like that with people, blocking off the streets and whatever. That's a vision. Also selling lots of records too.
Fantastic. Well, I'm dying to see this film clip, so stay tuned, because after the break we're going to see Mickey's new song, Got a Feeling.